with how you've been exchanging your energy, especially when it comes to communication and what you've monetary exchange, what you've paid for, brought, invested in, things of that nature, I feel we're getting a redo. I feel we are getting a redo as Mercury transits. But anyway, welcome everybody. My name is Kalita Salia. I am a mother, a real angel, and I also dabble in crypto. So do make sure you check out my Crypto Angles podcast, which comes out every Sunday. And this is our sky, our story. Over here, we use the actual visible sky to interpret our astrology. Okay, so it is different to mainstream astrology. If this is your first time over here with us, we use the actual sky. If you did not know, mainstream astrology, tropical astrology, is purposely off by a few degrees, when in reality, we all have the same sky. So I just use the sky. It makes a bit more logical sense to just use the sky. But do check out the videos down below where I go into a bit more detail, like as to why. And we go from the day of the sun to Saturn's day. So we're going from the 24th of December to the 30th. Can you believe the year is done? The year is done, is wild. And these are where all the luminaries are positioned. Also over here we do cover the inner child, so this one is child, as you can see, and it's sat right there in Ophichus, the star sign that's not acknowledged in mainstream astrology. But anyway, do not believe me, don't believe me, Google it, get an astronomy app and check for yourself where the luminaries actually are above your head every day. Or you can also follow along with the calendar, because this calendar is in alignment with the visible sky. It starts from April and it finishes in March, so there's still a little bit more time left for this calendar, and there's a sale going on. This one's only $4.99, the physical one, if you'd like that anyway, and you can still apply that discount on it if you'd like. And this one, you can grab it. It starts from April. It starts from April and it finishes in March, as you can see, April, and we finish in March. We do 2025. We do link this one. We went a bit deeper. We have zodiac to body correlation, and of course you can learn all the symbology at the back if you do not know them, as well as the elements and things of that nature. So do grab it. It's got all the dates in one place, all the moons, all the retrogrades, eclipses, equinoxes, and the body to zodiac correlation. So with that being said, what we usually do for those who are new, we go into the transits of the cycle. We go into the transits, we then check the moon transits, and then we clarify with tarot. Oh, we got the tower upside down at the bottom. And then we come back to the present moment, because the present moment is all that matters. It's all that matters. So if it is the beginning of the month, we do go over the numerology of that month as well. So make sure you stick around for the next video, because we'll go over the January numerology. Okay, so let's start anywhere. Let's get into it. I'll just put you there so you can still be seen. And of course we are in, this calendar is very used. We definitely upgraded in quality with this one, so it won't look so raggedy. It won't look so raggedy, but I use this so much, obviously, because I use it for my work, and this still has the zodiac correlation at the back. But anyway, and the symbology, December. What's happening in December? Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place. We have Mercury retrograde enters Ophichus on the 26th. And then we also have Jupiter stationing direct in Aries on the 30th. So, what is that telling me? Let me write it on my board. Where's my pen? Black. Here we go. So on the 26th, can you still hear me? On the 26th, Mercury. Oops. I'm kind of leaning, it's a bit awkward. Retrograde enters Ophichus on the 26th, along with, where was Jupiter? Jupiter's like a 2 and a 4. So interesting. SD. Oh my days, that's awful writing, Kalita. Jupiter stations direct. So, what is this telling me? As I said at the beginning of this video, Mercury is it seems like we're getting a redo. We're getting a redo with how we've been exchanging our energy and things of that nature, and why. First of all, it's retrograding. It's moving from Sagittarius, and it's going back into Ophichus. So retrogrades in and of itself is like, it's often depicted as this awful thing that just like, oh my days, I can't control what's happening to me. But I don't really see it as that. I just see retrogrades offer a going back, a redo, or that space, time, and capacity to do what you didn't have the space, time, or capacity to do before. Okay, so it's like you do that during the retrograde, you've got the time and space to do it. So when forward movement happens, you can then move forward, because when it comes with certain ways you probably exchange your energy, you would have had the time to do it a little bit differently. So it's giving you that time to change things, finish things, and things of that nature. So your ideal way on how you would like to exchange your energy, this is all retrogrades, it offers the same type of thing, but of course this one is more particularly about energy exchange. So yeah, we're kind of getting that redo, and of course Mercury is all about energy exchange. That's why I'm mentioning that. Mercury, it's the thought process, so the thoughts in your mind. It's even if your body is in any form of dis-ease, it's your Mercury technology communicating with each other. It's communication, that's like the biggest one. And monetary, because Mercury is the winged messenger, is the winged god Hermes in mythology, and it's all about money, like air money, fake money, basically created money. So that's coins, paper IOUs, digital money in the bank, CBDCs, and cryptocurrency, things of that nature that's being created. So it's all about this energetic exchange. Now, we were in Sagittarius, we're still in Sagittarius right now. So even when it comes to the way you're thinking and even communicating with people, you are exchanging your energy in a way where you're focused, and you're focused in a certain direction of like where you'd like to go. Because that's where Sagittarius is that's what Sagittarius is about. It's like this focused direction, this mature fire element. So it's this passion you've got within you, but you're more mature, as Sagittarius is the last fire sign. So it's that passion you've got and that direction you'd really like to go in. Like for example, me and my family were just talking more about homes and just living more together and things of that nature, and it's like collectively that's our passion. So yeah, that's kind of, it had come back up again, so we're not separate, we're together. So I kind of love that. So it's like, of course, relate this to any area in your own life. Yeah, as it's kind of like this energy exchange is coming about, you're thinking about it, talking about it. We're then moving into the transformation energy. We're moving back to transform. So when Mercury stations direct and goes forward again and then enters Sagittarius, you're moving forward in this actual direction you're ready to go. Okay, and it comes from going back into the transformation, because Mercury was in Ophiuchus, and the way we were exchanging our energy was transformative in nature. Excuse me, like when it was in there, was I thinking about fasting? I think I was thinking about fasting and thinking like, yeah, I really would like to do this. I had a lot of thoughts on how to truly transform, and fasting was a big one that come up for me. And then it's like we've gone into this direction, and that's where I actually fasted when Mercury was in Sagittarius. And it's like it's going back into that transformative stage. So it's just telling me, it's like we had a little glimpse on how we were exchanging our energy, on how we would like to transform. Obviously fasting was just one area for me, there was many more, but we had a little glimpse of that. And it's like, okay, you had a glimpse of how you're trying to transform with your thought process, because thoughts can create reality, you know, the thoughts that you choose to dwell upon. So not the ones you don't give attention to, your ions to. If you don't give attention to those ions, it will not create. So of course, when it comes to things you don't want, and when it comes to things you would like to experience, then put more of your ions, your attention into it. When it comes to your thoughts, because our thoughts aren't our own, but they do create or help create our reality. So choose wisely. Okay, choose wisely for sure. But after having that little taste of transformation and that them thoughts of like, yes, this is the direction I'd like to go in now, we're going back to transform, to finish off that transformation so we can truly go into that direction. So Ophiuchus is about healing and transmutating energy. So that is what Ophiuchus is about. This is Serpens, the squiggle in the middle of the U is the Serpens constellation, and Ophiuchus is holding Serpens. And basically the serpent represents the sine wave in its symbology. It does represent the sine wave. And also it's that Kundalini energy, or if you don't subscribe to that, it's that Christ chrism oil, if you subscribe to that more. But ultimately it's healing and transforming energy. So the way we're truly ready to exchange our energy now when it comes to interacting with the hologram is really getting ready to level up. How can I put it? It's getting ready to level up. So if you had any energetic exchanges, whether that is a monetary energetic exchange or a type of communication, it's like, okay, you're kind of slowly beginning to transform in that area because you're going in this direction. Yet transformation and healing is going to happen more with your thoughts and how you exchange your energy, so that you can exchange it in the way you want, you know, and say the way you want, the way that you're ready for. Like, you've obviously got ideas, thoughts in your own mind on how you would like to exchange your energy. This is also what you'd like to interact with in the hologram, places you'd like to go, experience, and things of that nature. So that's how you are exchanging your energy with the hologram, and that's all Mercury. Okay, you'd have the thought to do it, and then you'd go and do it. Basically, you'd live it out, bringing in Venus technology as well. I see it all as technology, by the way, that runs on autopilot. Like, it's the technology of the hologram. But that's kind of what I'm seeing as Mercury retrogrades back into Ophiuchus. We are crossing the I's, dotting the T's. Dotting the I's, crossing the T's of how we truly like to exchange our energy. We'll be redoing some things, going over it, I guess, to bring us more in that space so we can hold more data to truly exchange with the hologram how we'd like to. Because if things just haven't happened, we basically just haven't had the capacity to do so. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with Mercury retrograding back into Ophiuchus. Now when it comes to Jupiter, the 2 and the 4, so I'm going to do videos based on all of the luminaries, all of them, as well as all of the star constellations, and look at all angles of it, the meaning of it through symbology, so the actual symbol, because that plays a big role, as well as looking at the gematria and the periodic table to get a deeper knowing of the full energy. So do stick around for that. It is coming out throughout 2024. But anyway, Jupiter, expansion energy, and it's stationed direct. So Jupiter, all Jupiter does is expand. I know some people say, oh, it's the planet or luminary or star of luck and it brings luck, etc., etc. However, Jupiter just expands. That's all it knows how to do. Okay, that's all it knows how to do. These technologies don't have feelings and stuff like that. This one just expands. So it will expand you in any direction you're at, essentially. So if you could be expanded in a what's it called, a downward spiral, or you could be expanded in an upward spiral. But down doesn't necessarily mean bad, because you could be expanded down there and that could propel you further up, and vice versa. So it just expands, and life just is at times. But if you have an addiction, you could be expanded in that addiction. If you are on the opposite spectrum, in like giving, you could be expanded in overly giving, for example. So anyway, Jupiter has been retrograding for the longest time, like summer or a bit before summer, I believe. So I'm not going to check in the calendar. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. It's here for a reason, so stop being lazy, Kalita. Let me just take a look. Saturn station retrograde in June. Did Jupiter station retrograde before Saturn? No, Jupiter entered Aries in May, so it's definitely after. Jupiter, where are thou? Not too long ago then. August? When did Jupiter retrograde? Is it September? Okay, yeah. So, this calendar. Jupiter station retrograde in September, the 4th of September 2023. That's when Jupiter retrograded. So, pay attention as well to kind of like how you felt during this whole time. That's what I want to bring awareness to. So, from the beginning of September, how was it for you? Jupiter just kind of expands. So within its retrograding period, you may have felt just generally more restricted. You may have felt more restricted and not so expanded. That could have been something that come up. Or you could have experienced, you still could have experienced expansion, I guess. It may have been a downward spiral, probably. I'm not gonna lie. The wine was my best friend for days. So that's something I noticed. Oh gosh, it's awful. That's awful. I was having it a bit too much. I may still be having it, but anyway, that's not the point. That's not the point. So do pay attention to how like things were for you from September, because I'm finally feeling this potential lack of expansion, especially if you just felt just more just like, whoa. It was definitely hard for me. I noticed I went down in tears, not because of wine, but because of I felt like Rapunzel. Basically, like, that's the best way I can put it. I felt like Rapunzel stuck in not a high tower, just a small tower, but just stuck. Like every plan that I had attempted to make failed, flopped, got cancelled, and things of that nature. And I literally almost went into a mental breakdown because I felt like I was going loco. That's what I felt personally. So I felt I wasn't expanded in exploration, in doing things I'd like to actually do, and things of that nature. I managed to go one place. Which was lovely and I was super grateful for. Went to Malvern and had a little DMT, so that was really cool. I was picked up and that was lovely. I was so grateful for that. Yet that came after all the cancellations and things of that nature, so I was really sad. I was really, really sad. So pay attention anyway to how, or if you possibly felt restricted at any point, just like, whoa, life has gotten just even more like, whoa, that could have potentially been Jupiter station retrograde. So in essence, we would have been crossing the I's and dotting the T, you know what I'm saying? We would have been doing all that stuff, putting things in place during that time, because again, during that time. So when it stations direct, we now had the capacity, the resources, and things of that nature to actually expand us. So, for example, in September, when it retrograde, when it retrograded, this calendar did not exist. It did not exist. This calendar was created fully in October. Like the whole of October, I was just so sad that I couldn't go nowhere, miserable, and I just directed that energy into the calendar and I got it done within October, completed in October. I just sat there and I got it done. So that's kind of like my example. Before this retrograde, this didn't exist. This is something that could help many people know themselves more. If you follow astrology, cryptocurrency, I do link this. I follow the moons to know when to buy and sell and things of that nature. So you can use it for that if you'd like. But without that retrograde allowing me the time, because I was restricted, couldn't really go anywhere, allowing me the time to cross the I's, dot the T's, to put things in place to eventually allow expansion. Like I done a video on TikTok, do check it out, I'll link it in the comments, on that new movie, Leave the World Behind. It basically clearly signaled when cryptocurrency will be surging within the year of the dragon. And excuse me, I done a whole Crypto Angles podcast on it where I go into more details explaining all of the zodiac signs and how that could impact the market. But I briefly kind of went through it on TikTok as well. And I can say, if you are into cryptocurrency, pay attention to the Mercury retrogrades and the full moon during Mercury retrograde, because that movie, I've not watched it myself and I don't really intend to, but it gave the clearest sign for that. So I didn't watch it, I just decoded it from the title alone. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. This was my example with my calendar and some other things as well that I am working on. However, we had the time space capacity. Even if you felt isolated, it was giving you the time space capacity to put these things in place. So when Jupiter stations direct, and it's stationed direct in Aries, because that's where it is, it's in Aries. So as it stations direct, you then have this, you've got the capacity to hold the new data that's actually coming in. Okay, you have that capacity now because you experience potential isolation, time to really nail in your craft, whether that is a product, a business, or your work ethic and things of that nature, a new job, a new career. You had that time. So as it's ready to truly expand you in whichever area you're actually at, you've got the space to hold what is ready to come in, to hold that expansion. Now, of course, if during that time while it was retrograding, if you were only more on a downward spiral, and it was that a lot and you've not even probably worked on, bear with me. My son just asked if I have an hour or an hour minute left. I said 1 hour. Oh gosh, it's funny. He wants me to play Minecraft. But anyway, what was I saying? So this expansion, Jupiter is getting ready to expand your first house. Not your first house, how your outward appearance and how people see you. Why? Because it's stationing direct. I didn't write it. It's stationing direct. It's on the calendar and it's pretty much there. But let's write it again. It's stationing direct in Aries. So what is Aries about? Aries is the youngest fire sign. So it's not the most maturest like Sagittarius. But it is the youngest fire sign, and it's first house. Aries is, it's that fiery passion for new things, and you're kind of just excited for it because it is new, it's first, it's like it's not experienced the maturity of Sag yet, so it's just kind of like ready to jump into things. But it does fuel the first house, which covers your outward appearance and how people see you. So this is your physical appearance as well, your looks, but it's also just what people know about you, what you're actually doing, where you work, your creations, depending on what type of direction you're going in. But they know that about you, like, okay, this is what you're about and this is what you are doing. This is how you look. This is how you're presenting yourself. It's first house, so a lot of people will be seeing this expansion. Okay, it's not going to go unnoticed. Whatever you've been working on during autumn, end of summer, autumn, and winter isn't going to go unnoticed. It's going to be super clear within the first house, and people are going to see you and see that version of you, and they will see you expanding in that. So, like, I can't say, oh, it's going to be super positive for everyone, this expansion. It all depends on what you've been cultivating and what you've been working on in your first house. Like, if you have been putting in work in your passion, no matter what that is, your career, your job, your business, products, creations, music, any type of creation, people will see that. They're going to see it. But if you have just, I don't know, only been drinking wine and doing nothing else, for example, that wasn't me. I drank wine, but I still made sure I got my work done. Or, you know, you're just a little sniff crackhead and things of that nature, then people may see that more, like, on the first house, like, okay, clearly that's what you're all about. Or I can clearly see you're just, there's nothing really beneficial about with you. So I do say as well, how people expand, I guess you'll see who you really want around you and who you don't. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. But that's kind of what I'm seeing with Jupiter stationing direct. I feel I may, do I have time? I may do a whole video just going more in depth, even linking in the symbology of the 2 and the 4, making the Jupiter symbol, because I feel that that has an impact as well on its forward movement. Okay, I definitely do. There's expansion there, there's time, there's wealth. That's what I'm seeing. So do let me know if you'll be interested in like a more in-depth video of this one, where it will just be about Jupiter. Okay, it's a bigger luminary, you see. That's why I don't do simple videos for like Mercury, because that does it all the time. But Jupiter, the bigger ones, I have done. Did I do Neptune? I didn't do Neptune. I didn't. But I did Saturn, because Saturn, that was a big one. Anyway, the moons. Let's get into the moons. I'm drinking Blue Lotus tea. It's nice. So the moon, anyway, we're starting off in Taurus. On the 26th, we then have a Gemini moon. On the 28th, we then have a Cancer moon. And then on the 30th, we have a lovely Leo moon. So the moon is the mover of our emotions. It gets our energy in motion. I don't know if you can hear the wind. The wind is really winding right now. Oh my days, something was amazing in the sky. It was like this pink, rainbowy, purpley patch in the sky. Had anyone seen that today? I'm usually asleep, but my friend came. He came to pick up his calendar, which I'm super grateful for. He gave me some Blue Lotus. I don't know if you can see that. Gave me some Blue Lotus, which I'm super grateful for. And he gave me my Nano Ledger X. So yes, I was grateful. And anyway, normally I'm asleep, so I was grateful that he came today. Because I woke up, I met him outside, and I was like, what is that in the sky? I only saw it when he drove away, but I'm like, what is that? I recorded it. I may just put up a short to show it, but it was wild. Anyway, the moon, sorry, little tangent. The moon, the mover of our emotions, gets our energy in motion. My leg's tingling, bear with me. You know when you sit on your leg for a while and it's like I'm cutting off the blood flow. So I had to move. The moon moves our emotions. It gets our energy in motion, basically, from a feeling. So not thoughts. It's not Mercury, but it's how you feel. It's your gut feeling, your intuition, your nurturing aspect of you. That is the moon, how you want to nurture yourself as well as others. So it gets your emotions moving from how you feel or gut feeling, your intuition about something. You then act. So this brings in Mercury, how you exchange your energy through that act. And then as you're doing that, or the reason why you do that, and or when that experience comes to you, could be one, either, or three of them all together, you then see it through the lens of the sun. Okay. So right now, the lens we are seeing things through is through this Sagittarius energy of this focused direction on where we would like to go. So if that's travel, career, things of that nature, what we truly want to learn, philosophy from a philosophical point of view. So our emotions, just keep that in mind, is moving us to act upon this Sag energy of this focused direction. And remember, our energy, how we're exchanging our energy is transforming, and we will be expanded. Okay, we are going to be expanded when Jupiter stations direct, on how we're truly exchanging our energy, all focused on this new direction, this focused direction, and your mature passion. So keep that in mind as we go through the moon. But anyway, the moon starting off in Taurus. So we've got Taurus energy at the beginning. I believe I mentioned, did I mention this in my last video? Maybe I didn't. No, it finished in Aries. So we start off in Taurus, of course, on the 24th, Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve. So we start off in Taurus. So the way our emotions are moving us now is based on a new toroidal field. Okay, because those who are new, Taurus is a toroidal field. So at its base, we're going to get a little deeper. But Taurus, got that. And then the toroidal field. Do I want to mess up my green pen? Let's mess up my green pen. So the toroidal field are the Taurus's horns. Yeah, this is why I say definitely keep an eye out for the videos that will be coming out in 2024 for a more in-depth explanation of all of the symbology, because it's wild. Our brain recognizes symbols. That's why this calendar, it's a symbol base where you learn the symbology of all of it. Okay, so anyway, our emotions are moving us in a new toroidal field. Okay, so a toroidal field is kind of like a bit like your aura, your Merkaba. It's what you, it's the technology that's used to draw experiences to you so you interact with it. So our emotions are entering into a new toroidal field to bring in new experiences to us. Now, of course, we went through Ophichus season and things of that nature. And the moon right now, the past couple days, went into, right now, is it today? It's having its Cetus watery dip, or was it yesterday? Confirmation burp. I think it was yesterday. We just go with the burps. It must have been yesterday, because today the moon is in Pisces, so it must have already had its Cetus watery dip. So our emotions have had that rebirth, and as it's had that rebirth, and it's soon going to go into Aries, and that new flame is going to enter in Sunday. Your new toroidal field will be activated. Now Taurus, as it is the toroidal field, it does represent fuel in the second house, which is money and love. It's money and love. So keep in mind something around that may come up with your feelings and emotions. However, Taurus represents the material. So it's all of your six senses. Okay, sight, touch, taste, hearing, smell, as well as intuition. So it's basically what you experience in the physical reality. So this is why the toroidal field draws these physical experiences to you, okay, or material experiences to you, should I say, because nothing is really physical when you deep the atoms. But yeah. Okay, and again, it's all interesting. I love how it syncs, because as we're entering into this new toroidal field, Mercury is transforming. So we've entered that new toroidal field, and then Mercury is ready to transform back into Ophiuchus, how we exchange our energy when the moon moves into Gemini on the 26th as well. So we've entered into a new toroidal field with how our emotions and our energy is moving. Mercury, how we exchange this energy, is being transformed to then, of course, pick up more of this new toroidal field that's coming in. And then the moon is moving into Gemini. So Gemini is fueled by Mercury, and it's all about energy exchange. Now, it moves into Gemini on the 26th, and as you can see, on the 27th, we have a Gemini full moon. So when the moon is fully illuminated, you can definitely trust more of your intuition, your gut feeling, and things of that nature, because something is just so illuminated and clear, you can see. And it's going to be based around, because the full moon's on the 27th, it's going to be based around how you exchange your energy. So I'm linking it back to what Mercury is doing. So Gemini is about communication. It fuels the third house, which is all about communication, and creations as well, creativity, but heavy on communication because Mercury fuels Gemini. So pay attention to how you feel, your gut feeling, when it comes to how you're ready to exchange your energy, because I feel this couples along with how you're ready to transform. So something will be heavily illuminated the 26th and 27th as the moon is full in the sky, with how you truly would like to exchange your energy, and then that will lead you to transform in that way. Okay, as you're entering into this new, as you've entered into a new toroidal field to draw new experiences to you. After the moon moves from Gemini, it goes into Cancer, where the moon is most happiest because the moon fuels Cancer. So Cancer, it fuels the fourth house, which is based on home and family. It being the crab, it's very it's got its hard exterior but a soft interior, so it can protect itself, unlike Pisces. But anyway, it can protect itself, and it can also nurture those who it loves and what it loves as well. So it's got that mother element to truly grow and nurture those it loves and what it loves. So what I'm kind of seeing, based on how we feel about how we're ready to exchange our energy, our emotions will then move us into this Cancer energy to know what we truly want to protect and nurture, what energy exchanges we really want to protect and nurture, because it's big on the energy exchange this cycle, for real. So yeah, pay attention as well for what comes up for you personally at the end of this cycle, the 28th and the 29th, because you're going to see what is truly important to you and what you actually want to nurture, whether that's a project, family, friends, friendship, a certain connection, and things of that nature. And then as the moon moves into Leo, you then know confidently Leo is very courageous, brave, bold, assertive in nature. It's fueled by the sun. And this boldness, this certainty, this Leo energy, I am that I am, basically, is what am I saying? It's like it comes from the heart center. So it does come from the heart. So trust yourself, of course, and you're going to be in the trusting energy of your feelings anyway, because the moon is illuminated. Yet it comes from this heart center. So it's like how your energy is being transformed anyway, with how you're exchanging your energy. your emotions is moving you in this way for energy exchange. You're realizing from this energy exchange what is important, what you want to protect and nurture. And after knowing what you want to protect and nurture, your emotions are just moving you confidently, bold and assertive in that way, on how, like, yeah, this is how my energy is moving now. Basically, it's in a bold way because you've entered this new toroidal field. So you're learning more about yourself, like, okay, this is definitely what I'd like to do, and more confidence will come up at the end of the cycle. So, oh gosh, I feel like I've spoke for so long and we've not even got into the tarot. Do you lot appreciate, or appreciate love, as my dad likes to say, do you appreciate the in-depthness of the readings? Do you like my angle, my perspective? Let's give you a tap as we get into the tarot. So I'm just going to leave that there, and let's give it the bell a little ring. We've got some copper in there today. See if that does anything, but take a deep breath with me. And exhale. I'd like bigger sound bowls at one point, but I love this little one. I do love this little one. So let's just shuffle to see what I'll go on. And as I said, the beginning of January there will be a video coming out, and this will, after January, it will be on my Patreon after that, but it will be linked to how the luminaries truly support you month by month. Okay, so we're going to look at where they all are in January. We're going to synchronize Child, Chiron. We hardly mention Chiron in these cycles videos every Thursday. I don't mention Chiron. But we're going to bring Chiron in. We're going to bring all of the heavier luminaries in that don't transit as often. And we'll link it to, of course, where the sun is mainly. The moon moves a lot, but the sun. And we'll synchronize it all together. The first video will be out in January on YouTube, and then after that it will be on Patreon as donation based. So I'd like everyone to be able to join if they'd like. So it will be donation based, starting from £4 a month. All tiers will have access to the exact same thing, but if you feel called to donate any more, then there'll be other options. So the choice is yours, but it is the smallest amount, as I'd like everyone to be able to get involved. And we had the 10 of Wands come up in reverse. So interesting. Can you clarify that? As well as the video once a month, how the luminaries support you once a month. We will be getting into the in-depth version of the moons as well. So there will be 2 videos available exclusively for my Patreon supporters. There'll be 2 videos about the moon. We're going to look at, because if you do not know, hold on a moment, I'll just show you in the calendar. All the moons have a name. As you can see, all of them have a name, and we've got them there. So the moon one will start in April with the pink moon, and we'll follow along with this calendar. But of course, up until April, you're going to have the other video. So there will be 2 videos a month. And we're going to look at the gematria, the table of elements, how the moon links to that, to generally see how the chemical reactions of the energy of the moon is chemically reacting in our body. So we're going to go deep. Okay, 2 videos a month, as well as some others, but there will definitely be 2 every month, 1 up until April, and then 2 from April onward. So we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. Are there any, can you clarify this? I'm not in the best position to shuffle. Clarify this, please. What are the energies of this transformation, and as Jupiter stations direct in Aries for the collective? What's going on for the collective? Clearest message, please. Oh, the wind is winding for sure. The wind is really winding. clearest message. It's not, it can't just be the 10 of Wands. Can you clarify that 10 of Wands with this energy? Okay. I had a lot there. I had a lot. It wasn't quite clear. It wasn't quite clear. I think I want another message. We had the 4 of Wands in 4 of... Yeah, that was a bit too much. But 9 of Pentacles came out, so that's good. That's good. I was saying money. But I'd like a clearer message, please. Clear for the collective, so we know. Shall we know? Okay, we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Clarify that again. And I briefly saw the 10 of Pentacles, so I don't know, wealth of some sort, but can you clarify these things? Clear message. Okay, you flipped out. Oh, we had 7 of Swords. We're getting a lot of reversals, and the World popped up. But another clear message. One more to clarify this. One more to clarify for the collective, please. Don't need to reshuffle. Just do that. Okay. Left one behind. Left more behind. Sorry, this is taking long, people. Oh. Right, I'm taking these because they fell out. They fell out. So we do have 3 of Cups and the Knight of Cups as well. So what is saying with all of this reversal? Swords energy. I read the Swords. Oh, I'm on the Wands first. So I guess it's the Wand first. I saw it sometimes. So I'm using this over the Christmas holy days. I will be linking this in the description. I've just not had the time. But I will. So it's reverse, so it means upright. It means uphill struggle, heavy burden, feeling you are to blame, resigned to being a workhorse, taking on too much, struggling with workload, feeling accountable. So it's reverse, so you're not feeling heavy burden or this uphill struggle anymore. And I feel that just links in because we're having that capacity, especially when Jupiter begins to expand. You see what I'm saying? And so that does make sense. Yeah, no upward hill struggle. What's going on with the Swords? We've got 9 and 7 in reverse. So 9 means sleepless nights, guilt, overwhelmed with worries, wishing if only, regretting the past, obsessive thinking, refusing to forgive. So it's in reverse. So we've got forgiveness here. No sleepless nights or guilt. You're not overwhelmed with nonsense and noise in your head no more. Again, it's just saying you've got more of that space and capacity to do what you need to do. So that's really interesting. This upward hill and struggle isn't there. 7 of Swords in reverse. So in upright, it means stealth, dishonesty. So that's secrecy, escape, lone wolf. Oh, I've been escaping a lot, so I'll take this in reverse. Running from the truth, wanting to be alone, lying and cheating and getting away with it. Fascinating. So this dishonesty, this upward hill struggle, this sleepless nights, this having to be secret and being by yourself, is ending. Seems like it's ending. And again, it makes sense. Our energy exchange is transforming and Jupiter going direct. We're expanding. We are expanding. So we'll move on to the Cups quickly because this is getting long. We've got the Knight of Cups and 3 of Cups. So 3 of Cups is team spirit, friendship and celebration, part of a group, sharing good feelings, getting together and networking and community spirit. So yeah, this networking and things of that nature could be the aid in like ending this upward hill struggle, these worries, because this network you probably connect with, you know, opens doors potentially. We then have the Knight of Cups. So, idealization, over emotional, in love with love, temperamental, exaggerated feelings, emotional rescue, and victim savior relationship. Interesting. I'll just say pay attention to who may come in, even with this community. You may overly love them, possibly. You may overly love them, but I feel ultimately the energies are lifting even more. It's been like I've been saying videos for time and time. This energy is getting better, it's getting lighter, things are changing. But it's literally like this slow moving. It's like sloth vibes. But I feel it's truly changing now. But we're going to come back to the present moment and finish. Take a deep breath. And exhale. So, the present moment right now, all that is actually happening is we have the moon right now, as I briefly mentioned before, is in Pisces. So it's already had its Cetus watery dip and alchemized. So our emotions right now, the way our energy is moving, is getting ready to be birthed into new waters with Pisces. Okay, is getting ready to be birthed. So tomorrow it enters Aries, and my sun is in Aries, so I'm actually going to fast, and all I'm going to have is blue lotus tea and grapefruit juice and things of that nature, like teas basically. I'm not having any food, so I will be eating today. I'm gonna eat my breakfast now. But yeah, I heard when you fast in your moon, it can activate the chrism, the Christ oil within. So we'll see. I attempted one time and flopped miserably. However, I did fast recently, and I can definitely do 2 days. So I will be doing it to truly get ready to be birthed into these new waters and this new energy and this expansion. So yeah, my intention is that this video brought something to you. Do remember to grab this calendar if you would like it. Use Holy Days. It's on up until Christ Mass Day, so do grab it. I do offer personal readings too, and if you reach out to me this year, I will honor the original price. However, if you do reach out to me next year, then the prices will go up. It's £25 for a standard and 30 for an extended. However, right now it's £20 for a standard and 25 for an extended. The extended, we go into your inner child, as well as your birth card of illumination, and a little bit of birthday numerology, just a bit to introduce you to it. But the standard, we go over all of these luminaries, including Chiron. So do reach out to me if you would like that, and grab your calendar and check out that video on TikTok, especially if you're into cryptocurrency. And remember, Mercury retro, full moon during Mercury retrograde. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video for our January numerology. 2024 people is here now. But anyway, angel out. Bye.